What is up, guys? My name is MipZ and welcome back for yet another League of Legends video. So today we are playing in none other than the blade swinging SIVIR. This champion is absolutely amazing. She's really fun to play, and I think she's kind of a beloved choice for quite a lot of people, because the thing with this champion is that she is quite simple yet very, very good if you kind of know how to cater to her, because she's a little bit different than a lot of other ADCs, and we'll talk about this throughout this video. For those of you who are new to our videos, then basically what I'll be doing in this video is I'll solely be focusing on the macro play, meaning the decision making of playing the champion in the different phases, and kind of letting you guys through so you know how to play this champion in your own games. I'll be using this game as kind of an example to let you guys in on my train of thought, so hopefully you'll be able to learn a ton from this. But yeah, before we get too much into everything, then if you are new in here, make sure to go down below, click that subscribe button, join into our awesome community. And also, if you do want to see me live, then I actually stream right here on YouTube every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. UTC +1. So that's pretty cool. So make sure to tune in. I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. And make sure to check out our memberships down below. They're super cool, gives you guys and like literally so cool perks. And it is the very best way to support me. Anyway, as we go into lane here, then the first thing you want to do as a SIVIR player is that you kind of want to be looking at, okay, what are you playing against? And you want to identify what kind of lane you're actually going to be dealing with. So what we're playing against here is we're playing okay, we're gonna heal, see if we can help this guy, but literally he just suicided. Okay, never mind about that. We'll definitely be able to carry this regardless, I think. The thing is that as a SIVIR player, then what you want to do as soon as you get into lane, and you mostly actually want to do this on most ADCs, but especially on SIVIR, it's super important that as soon as you go into lane, that you identify, and maybe even do this in loading screen, identify what kind of lane you're playing against, and also what kind of lane you're playing. And what I mean with this is that you want to identify there are kind of three types more or less of lanes, you could say. There's the sustain lanes, meaning that if you're playing against something like a Soraka, they really just want to sit back, they want to, like, that's basically what we're playing here. We're playing a DPS with a Soraka, so we're kind of a sustain lane. We want to out sustain our enemies, while what they want to do, they are what we call a poke comp. You could kind of say that Swain and Caitlyn together is a little bit of a mixture. You could identify it slightly as a kill lane, because they do, as soon as Swain hits his grab, then what they want to do is they want to make sure that Caitlyn puts her traps on top of us, so we get into a chain, and basically they just oh god, she's getting caught again, and basically they just put us into this full chain and hopefully kills us. But generally speaking, we're playing against something with this kind of range, and against Caitlyn, she is a poke champion. Then that's how you want to identify it. So first, what you want to do is identify the lane. Is it a kill lane? Is it sustain lane? Or is it a or is it a poke lane? So what we're playing against here is what I identify as a poke lane. I see that our jungler is trying to help. We're not really going to be getting anything from this, and I don't have any intention of pushing the wave right now. So as soon as you identify what you're playing against, you want to adapt your play style to it. So seeing as I know, and especially with the comp that we're playing here, I'm playing with a Soraka. Usually SIVIR goes best with or goes very well, at least, with these with sustain lanes, meaning a healer like a Yuumi, Soraka. All these things are really amazing because it makes it really easy for you to just out sustain your enemies, because you have infinite mana pool because of your E. So you can literally just juke out an ability with your E. We can do it right here as soon as he goes for something. Okay, I actually missed it. As soon as he goes for a spell, you want to spell shield it, and then you just get mana back. So you have basically an infinite mana pool, and as long as you can stay healthy, which with something like a Soraka, Narmi, Yuumi, or something like that, should be very, very easy. So basically what we want to be doing is that we want to be trying to out sustain. Of course, it can be a little difficult in times where our support is getting caught out like she's been throughout this game, but still I'm gonna try and do it, even though it might not be fully optimal as our support is not in sync with us. But I want to show you just how good at sustaining SIVIR is, and this is what we're going to do. The cool thing about SIVIR is that she is what we call a utility ADC, and this makes her solo potential a little bit lower, meaning that she's not the easiest champ to hard carry on, but she is an extremely good champion to give your team utility. Like, this is something where we'll really talk about as we get to kind of the team phase and the lane or the mid to late game, is how you actually play her in the fights, because this is where she changes quite a bit from other ADCs. She is a very different choice and a very different like overall play style, but she's a champion that I think most people can learn a lot from, because she's heavily focused. Whoop. She'll really teach you, and she's heavily focused on actually I don't know why they're taking that fight, but sure, we'll take it. Thank you. This is what I mean. You can see how we just out sustain them. It's not a problem. We have our Soraka, we have our shield. We're gonna be a little careful now that our E is on cooldown. Like, I'm gonna make sure that if she backs, she's gonna lose CS over it. So I'm literally just gonna stay here. I'm gonna shove the next wave as well. I'm actually just gonna go for this. I'm not gonna be able to kill that, sadly. And as this guy goes for a spell, we'll E. That's gonna be a free kill. Nice. All right, so it's still super worthy, because again, what happened here is that even though he got our support, then we managed to stay in lane. We killed their support, and their ADC is now forced to stay in lane to kind of answer to this. I need to be a little careful here, because I actually don't know where Lee is. I don't suspect him to be down here, mostly due to the fact that that he's just been here a moment ago, and it didn't go too well. So I'm thinking this dude's probably back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shove the wave, see if I can force Caitlyn to stay. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna see if I can juke her E. She doesn't have mana for it. All right, fair. I'm gonna see if I can force her to stay, because it's not a problem for me staying in lane at all, and it's a much bigger issue for her. So at this point, we're a little ahead in CS. I've been failing some CS, but we've also been farming on the turret, and also we lost kind of a lot of farm at level 1-2, because Soraka literally just went up and died for no apparent reason. So we'll just push in. I'm gonna go up now. I have lane prio. I'm gonna go up, see if we can help up here. I don't have any mana, but I can solve this, because we can actually... Oh, gotta be a little careful. I can solve this in a couple of ways. One, absorbing a spell. Two, we could go up, take this honey fruit. A cool thing you can do with SIVIR and her E is you can actually pick up the honey fruit without getting slowed, because your E literally just kind of absorbs it with the spell shield. So that's kind of cool. It's a very nice trick. Okay, so I'm pretty sure right here that I need to shove it real quick, because I think they're Caitlyn backed. So I'm gonna take this and back off a little bit. I'm gonna go into this bush, and we're just really quickly gonna back. So I'm gonna be going for, considering what we're playing against, they're all pretty squishy more or less, maybe kind of. So I think we're gonna be going for a Gale Force. Gale Force or Kraken Slayer is definitely my favorite builds on this champion. I also know that it is very popular to play her with a lethality build, but honestly I think this is the best build if you want to play SIVIR how she's supposed to be played. If you go into pro builds, you'll also see people be building either Gale Force or Kraken Slayer. So you want to go Kraken Slayer if they're tanky. If there's something like what we're playing against here, then Gale Force might be better, because it'll give you some opportunities for solo killing, and it'll give you that extra mobility. But yeah, here in the laning phase, all you want to do, identify what you're playing against. If you're playing against a poke lane, then try and see if you can out sustain them, or at least try and manage them as well as you can in terms of wave management. Poke lanes can, if you're not playing a sustain lane, meaning if you're not playing with a healer, or if you're taking too much poke, then what you can do, and this is very nice with SIVIR, is you can actually just go ahead and you can shove the waves. Generally speaking, poke lanes are countered by getting shoved. And the reason for this is if you're shoving the lane to their turret, holy crap, then they won't actually be able to... I'm not going to be taking this full fight, but I should be able to get that dude. Oh. I don't have enough. I might die from this. Okay, I won't. Okay. flash. I could have healed this. Wow, I'm an idiot. All right. I completely and utterly failed that. I could actually have won that, but whatever. We did get Swain. Let's kind of just finish what we were talking about. So poke lanes are actually pretty much countered by getting shoved. Because if they're getting shoved and they have to sit and farm under turret, they won't have time to fit in their auto attacks onto you. They won't have time to fit in their abilities on you. SIVIR is one of the best ADCs in the entire game to shove lanes, especially early. Like, she's really good. Her Q, her W, that she pushes like no other. So for this reason, if you're playing against poke and you don't have sustain like I have here, since I have sustain, I can actually let them push to me, and then I can just use my Soraka's sustain to put them in a really bad spot for ganks. So this means that even though I'm farming under turrets, then I can sit in here safely, even though I get poked, and I can kind of wait for or make opportunities for my jungle to go down here and gank. And also I can create a larger spectrum for myself to actually catch them if I want to go for a kill. But generally speaking, poke lanes, you do want to shove them, because then they literally won't be able to poke you. That's a really good way of poking. Oh, I don't know if we can catch this dude. I at least get a little bit of damage on him. We have nothing better to do. Gonna go back down. Just gonna be a little bit annoying. Show that Lee Sin that we're here. We're here. Okay, so against kill lanes, it's very much the same thing. You wanna against kill lanes, you mostly with SIVIR want to play it. Again, you want to out sustain them, so you want to sit and poke them with your Q and your Ws. And as you do this, then at some point you'll get them low enough for if you go for all ins, then you'll be winning those fights. And that's of course what you want to be looking to do. Like as I said before, like SIVIR, because of her utility, because of her shield, because of like how she works, she's an absolutely oh, you gotta be out, get out here. See Lee Sin coming down here. You literally just want to play kind of safe and out sustain your enemies. You don't have to go for risky plays, because with SIVIR you should out sustain your enemies, like literally a lot, which is super cool. So this is literally the way you want to be playing the early game. If you're playing with something like, let's say, a Lux, then you're probably playing a bit more of a kill lane, and SIVIR can also work in this. But one of the things you do need to make very sure that you utilize is that if you're playing a kill lane, then you need to position very, very well in terms of whenever your support hits their snare, because it's very important that you hit your or your boomerang when like on the snares, but you need to hit it such that it doesn't hit minions, because then it'll like you don't want it to get decreased. Also, you want to try and poke as far range as possible, such that the damage from your boomerang comes both on like hits instantaneously, both from the way out and the way back. Okay, this Lee Sin is super obsessed with our lane right now, so I'm literally just gonna hang back, chill. I think he's kind of afraid for some apparent reason, which I guess I can understand. But yeah, kind of just gonna be chilling. But like, to quick summarize, you have three kind of lanes: sustain, poke, and kill lanes. Generally speaking, SIVIR is playing, due to the nature of the champion, playing a sustain lane. But what you're playing against can be either of those, and you wanna adapt, what do you say, accordingly. So if you're, let's go up here, we can be a part of this. I don't need to pop my ult here, so I won't. I could actually do it right here though. Actually, a really messed up Q I got in there. I could have hit my Q both ways. That was actually really bad. All right, gonna group up here, get a little bit of health. And we can also poke this guy under turret. Good damage in there. Nice. Like, I don't have to, seeing as we're playing with the healer, I don't have to be careful with my health at all in these 1v1 trades. I can literally just go ahead, take the poke and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna heal, get back up. And also I have the utility of my E. And you can see at this point, we're actually like 30 farm ahead, which is equal to about 1 kill. All right, I'm gonna be careful. Okay, the Nocturne is in here. Fair enough. All right, we're gonna be shoving the next wave. We probably should have backed before the the or after the last wave, but we'll back after this one. So we'll shove this lane really quickly, and remember this as an ADC. Generally speaking, you always, before you're backing, then if you can, you want to shove the lane to their turret such that the wave is reset, such that you get don't lose out on too much gold. So we're backing out here. We're going to get ourselves the last of our Gale Force, and for our next item, we're going to be building into the Essence Reaver. But I do want to pick up my let's get this. I do want to pick up my Gale Force first. So there we go. But yeah, like SIVIR's early game is quite simple. It's literally just to out-sustain your enemies. She works best with sustained supports, Soraka, Yuumi, these kind of things. And you, of course, your E, you want to use that for the most critical spell from the opponent, meaning that in our case here, it's the Swain, it's the Swain Grab. We want to be very careful for that one. That is their most dangerous ability. I'm going to be backing out of this because I absolutely messed that up. I'm going to be healing. We do have our ult, and we can go for a turn as Swain's ult finishes. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for here. We can potentially turn around on them. We're not going to go for a super risky one. But yeah, without that, could have played this a lot better. But for now, like, just want to kind of show you the idea of it. As you guys know, the purpose of these videos are not to show you guys absolutely perfect gameplay. It's to kind of visualize and show you guys the idea of the champion and how it should be played in different phases. So, oh, I see this. This is not good. We have Swain in front of us. Holy crap, all this snare. I don't know why I flashed though. That was absolutely... I think I might just be having like a brain fart right here. Anyways, I don't know what I was doing, but at this point it doesn't even matter. So with this one, what I actually should have done is I should have made sure that I should have used my E on Swain's Scrap, and I should have pushed up. The thing is, I didn't see Swain coming up behind me. I thought he was grouped with Caitlyn. So I didn't see him come up behind me, and what I should have done is I should have pushed into Caitlyn before Swain could even reach me, and I should literally just have killed that guy. All right, but as we're here, as we're moving into kind of the mid to late game, then what you want to be doing is you actually want to make sure that you use your ult not only for your own kiting purposes. You want to make sure that you use it to help your team. Actually, one of the biggest errors I see of SIVIR players are that they're using their ult literally for only their own kiting purposes. And what you want to do is you want to use it for your front line. Most often, it's best to use your ult for your front line and not for yourself. And what does it mean to actually use this ult for your front line? Well, basically, it means that your ult will allow your front line to dive their back line really, really quickly. So this is what you want to be doing. The movement speed from your ult is this good. For yourself, you do have your ricochet, you do have your passive to kite the enemy. Like, you got to think of SIVIR kind of like Ashe. Like, she works very similarly. Yes, you don't have the slow effect of Ashe's arrows, but overall, I'm going to use ult here just to ensure that we get this. There we go. Like, our cooldown is not that long. I just want to really, really make sure that our team can get that one down. So we're just going to be popping W here. Get that passive from our ult. We're going to be going down into the Drake. So here in the mid to late game, what you want to be doing on SIVIR, you kind of always want to be rotating to mid, such that you're close to any objective, because SIVIR is more than anything a team ADC. Or if you could, I don't know what term else to use for it, but team ADC player, which in my book basically means that you have to be grouped with your team in order to actually do much. Like, SIVIR is not a great solo killer. She's not a great 1v1 champion. You want to be playing around objectives. You want to be playing around your team. So in the mid to late game, you want to be rotating into the mid lane such that you're close to all objectives around you, or be rotating to, if you get an early turret here, you can consider going top lane to take an early turret there as well. But you want to be sticking with your team, and you want to be playing close to the next objective. So whenever a fight breaks out, or whenever an objective needs to be captured, then you're close to help out your team. this is what you want to be looking to do. It's right here. I see that Viego is trying to push. I'm a little bit in doubt whether or not this is a good idea. Now it is. If I have my ult there, we kill, but I don't. Also, what I could do on this engage is as I Gale Force ahead, then I can actually use my E to absorb Caitlyn's net. And that would actually allow me to keep my speed up and then potentially use ult. So you can solo kill, as you can see. You can potentially solo kill on SIVIR, but it's not something that she's particularly good at. But in laning phase and in general when fighting, you really want to be looking to hit your Qs. To hit your Qs such that it doesn't hit minions if you're going for damage on the enemy, because of course your Q gets, like, the damage from your Q gets lowered significantly by hitting gotta be careful for Lee on our side. Does get lowered significantly by hitting minions. It does not get lowered by hitting several champions, however. So in team fighting, you of course want to try and hit your boomerang on as many people as you possibly can, and that's kind of a cool thing. With your ricochet, you got to remember that this thing can hit like unlimited amounts of minions or players or whatever. So in laning phase, when poking with your W, then you can literally just attack the front minion. Right here, we can help our team catch up to them. Like, there's just no way they get away because of the utility. So you are kind of playing half a support ADC in a way. No, but just to emphasize something that I think a lot of people don't know about the ricochet. Like, if minions were literally on a line all the way down here, like enemy minions in a line. I know this is not possible, but let's say that there was an infinite wave of minions. If you then hit one auto attack with ricochet all up here, it would hit all of the minions. It can hit unlimited number, which is absolutely ridiculously good. All right, so she's right there. Gonna go for the Gale Force, and we're literally just gonna absolutely demolish these people. I'm backing out. Don't want to be eating that turret. We're waiting for the next wave. I'm trying to hit my Q over, see if we can hit something. I did actually manage to hit one, but I don't mind this guy jumping on me. So sure, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. But right here, you can see my damage on the... oh, that's a almost free kill. You can see the ricochet just hitting that unlimited number of players. And right here, you can see I can actually also play kind of a support, running in front of Nocturne, popping my shield so none of us takes damage from the Caitlyn ult. So make sure that you utilize this ult. Let's say that you're playing a lane against the Blitzcrank and you're having this Soraka support. Well, like, what I can do is I can make sure that Soraka is constantly behind me. And this would actually allow me to just use my shield whenever Blitz goes for a grab, and actually just kind of render Blitzcrank absolutely, completely and utterly useless. And this is kind of cool. So really think about how you use your abilities and how you use your positioning. Okay, the enemy team just random, but like really think about how you utilize your positioning and how you utilize your E. Like, the combos and mechanics on the champion are not super difficult. I have made a separate video explaining specifically how all of the abilities and how all the mechanics work and the combos. There's not that many combos as such on her, but there are things that are good to know. So I could strongly recommend you, if you want to main SIVIR, to check out that video. But generally speaking, with SIVIR, like, she's kind of a simple champ. She has great wave clear. She's a utility ADC. She can help your tanks really easily dive the backline, which makes her really cool. She's easy to master, simple play style. She isn't really combo based. She's very much positioning based. And this can be really good if you're new to the ADC role, because it'll teach you the fundamentals. And even if you played ADC for a long time, if you feel like you're dying too much, it's probably because your positioning is poor. And then playing something like SIVIR will actually really emphasize these things and teach you how you're supposed to be playing the role. So yeah, she can literally teach you how to position better. In terms of her overall cons, she has kind of a low range. She doesn't have the highest DPS of all of the ADCs. She has no dash, making it kind of easy to get caught out because of CC, but you do have your shield in order to kind of neglect this. But yeah, being a utility ADC means that in solo queue, she can be a little bit harder to carry with, but also it's if you're good at positioning, you're going to be very, very hard to deal with in the laning phase, because you can out-sustain more or less anything. But yeah, positioning can be a little bit tricky to master, but it's really important. It's the best thing, or the most important thing in my opinion, as an ADC player. And of course, one of the other cons is that her playstyle is fairly predictable, but predictable can be good because it teaches you how to play the role really well. Like, there's a reason why Garen does really well in a lot of elos, especially at lower elos, because he teaches you the fundamentals. And once you get those down, like, it's so much better focusing on a simple kit, getting really good at understanding the macro play of the champion in different phases of the game, or of the role as such, before going into mechanically difficult champions, so you don't get overwhelmed. I see this quite a lot where people ask me about certain champions, and I'm like, when I look at how they play, it doesn't have so much to do with their champion. Yes, they could optimize their combos, but they're literally failing on a very basic level, meaning that the fundamentals of the role are simply just not good enough or wrong. And if that's the case, then go back, play a simple champ. Like, if you're playing mid lane, play Annie. If you're playing top lane, play Garen. If you're playing bot lane, play SIVIR, Ashe, Misfortune. Like, those kind of things. Go back to the roots of the role, learn them, and then move on to the mechanically difficult champions if that's where you want to go. At least from a learning perspective, that is the best way. So yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this one. For the early game, as I said, you want to identify what you're playing against and adapt accordingly. Poke lane, kill lane, sustain lane, what you want to do. Basically, that's what you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at your own support, seeing, okay, what kind of style do they provide and what do I need to do? When you are poking the enemy, then you want to be using your Q. You want to try and hit the Q. If you're not using it to shove lanes, then you want to try and hit your Q so it does not hit minions, because then you deal full damage to the target, and you want to try and hit it at max range, such that it's impossible to dodge the damage, because it deals damage on the way out and on the way back. Your ricochet hits unlimited number of targets, so use it on minions to hit them when trying to farm. That's something you can do, but of course only if you do want to shove the lane, because your ricochet is literally going to shove the lane. But yeah, I hope this was kind of useful, and I hope some of you guys learned a thing or two. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you're new in here, make sure to go down below, click the subscribe button, join into our awesome community. And lastly, if you do want to see me live, then I stream right here on YouTube every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. UTC+1. I'm looking very much forward to seeing you in there. And also check out our cool memberships down below by clicking the join button. Like, it is the very best way to support the channel and my dream of becoming a full-time content creator. And there are so many cool perks in there for you guys, and we have some really cool emotes that are coming out very, very soon, so I'm very excited for that. But with all of that said, I just wish you guys a really good day, and as always, stay awesome, have fun, and take it easy, guys.